Now, I've had the good fortune of being in the trucking industry as a business owner now for about the last 10 years. And what I can share with you from this experience is that it has definitely not been easy to maintain success throughout this period of time. It is relatively easy to get started. But you didn't start a trucking business or a freight broker business just to get started. You started your business so that you could be successful, so that you could take care of your family. But why is it that most of us would never accomplish this goal? Why do you think that is? Well, in my opinion, it's because you don't do the things that successful business owners do. You kind of just shoot from the hip and expect things to come together. I had the good fortune of talking to hundreds and hundreds of owner-operators and freight brokers, and I found that they invariably get three things wrong. In this video today, I'm going to share with you what those three things are. And if you take a look at your business model and start changing things to kind of pattern what successful business owners do, you have a much better chance of increasing your chances of success. So come on inside, sit back, relax, and let's get down into the business. I heard my man Jim Rome say once that success leaves tracks. And what I take from that is that instead of me going out and trying to do things my own way or just coming up with something, shooting from the hip, I can take a look at what successful people are doing, see the results that they're getting from what it is that they're doing, and then saying, you know what, I want those same results. Now, I start implementing some of those same things in my business and I have a good chance of achieving success as well. I heard Tony Robbins say recently in an advertisement that in the first year in business, 50% of those businesses will fail. By year 5, another 80% of businesses will fail. And then at year 10, 96% of businesses will have failed. Now that tells me that those businesses, those 4% of businesses that last through the 10-year period are doing something different than the 96% of businesses that have failed by the 10-year mark. So I don't want to do what the 96% are doing. I want to do what those 4% of businesses are doing. So what is it that the 4% of businesses are doing that 96% of businesses don't? Well, let's start off with the business structure. And I know it, everybody wants to start off with an LLC. And there's nothing wrong with starting off as an LLC, but there very well may be something wrong with staying just an LLC. You see, if you're an LLC, you will pay 15.3% self-employment tax. And let's just say you made $100,000 in net pay. That means you'll pay $15,300 on that $100,000. Now, I don't know about you, but to me, that's a lot of money to pay on $100,000. So how do you circumvent that? How do you get around paying that type of money on $100,000? Well, first of all, you talk to your CPA and you find out what is the most tax efficient way that I can structure my business. And it's very likely he might mention to you that you might want to look at an S corporation, because an S corporation allows for you to break your pay down into two pays. Let's say you made $100,000 and you take $30,000 as a W-2 pay and $70,000 as profit sharing. Well, guess what happens now? You only pay self-employment tax on your W-2 pay. You don't pay self-employment tax on the profit sharing pay. So that's going to save you a lot of money. You'll be paying 15.3% on $30,000, not 15.3% on the $100,000. And now that you have those two pays split, $30,000 and $70,000, that $70,000 you don't pay any self-employment tax on. So I think it's a very good idea to take a look at your situation, talk to your CPA, and find out what is the most tax efficient way for you to run and operate your business. Because at the end of the day, it is your responsibility to make sure that you save as much money as you possibly can without having to give it to the government. I don't know about you, but I don't like just giving away money to the government. Now, that doesn't mean I don't want to pay my fair share, because I will pay my fair share. But it does mean that I'm not going to pay more than my fair share. And one side note before we move on is that if you decide to take an S election, it does not mean that you're no longer an LLC. It still means that you're an LLC. You now just have an S election, which determines how you will be taxed by the IRS. Now, the second thing that jumps off the page to me about the 4% of business owners who find success as compared to the 96% who don't is that they find a way to pay themselves a salary. Now, we know that you're not going to pay yourself a salary when you first get started, but as soon as you possibly can, you need to put the pressure on yourself, on the business, to pay you a salary. And the reason why that's so important is because in order for you to keep working, you have to see a benefit. You have to see a reason why you're continuing to go to work. And that comes with salary. So it's important to get that salary taken care of as quickly as possible. And not only that, when you're paying yourself a salary, guess what happens? You're able to deduct that salary from your gross pay. So that's a big, big deal. And we should be moving toward paying ourselves a salary as quickly as possible. The second part I want to discuss is giving back to your business. In order to grow a business, the business must have money. You must be able to put money into that business, and then you decide as a business owner how you need to allocate that money, where you need to put money in order to grow the business in the most efficient way. Now, last but certainly not least, as a business owner, you should be looking at an option to offer yourself a benefits package. You hear people on jobs all the time talk about how I have this great job and it offers benefits. They get really excited about the benefits part, and I can understand why. Interestingly enough, you can offer those same benefits, that same benefit package, through your business. Unfortunately, the 96% of people don't do this. Don't be like the 96%. Do what the 4% do and offer a benefits package to yourself. Now, here's what you get when you offer a benefits package to yourself. There may come a time where you need money to fall back on, retirement. That's what your 401k plan is for. Insurance, of course, you can go to the hospital without having to come out of your pocket. And right now, these days, we have to have insurance. So you can set all of this up through your business. Your business is structured for you to win, but you have to set it up that way. Now, you might notice that the three things that I've shared with you today are all things that revolve around you getting paid. And that's what's important. You are the business owner. That's what a business should do. It should pay the business owner. You're putting in all the work. You're bringing all of the expertise to the table. You are putting in all of the effort. So you must get paid. That's what I wanted to share with you today. I certainly hope this information has been helpful. If you're interested in learning more about the freight broker business, you know what I'll do. I'll leave a free link in the description. It's my 5-video series, and it's titled How the Load Movement Process Works. Give you a chance to come into the office with me and watch me move loads, talk to shippers and carriers, to give you a better understanding of how this business works before you jump into it. And then if you're interested in learning about how much it costs for you to start your own freight broker business, I'll leave a free video right here. So until the next time, I wish you the very best in your life and business. See you at the top, because the bottom is much too crowded.